Fan Frenzy is where we're at. Fan Frenzy, the pod where you take control of the conversation. And we're going to start off with Shane. And Shane's going to do the really arrogant thing and run his own Fan Frenzy.
And read his own question.
I like that. That's very on brand with how we operate.
Okay, you throw me straight on the bus.
Go on, Shane.
So my question was, does the driver of the day need to be scrapped or given an overhaul? Like, seriously, Yuki winning it. And then, of course, I think the week before, was it Kimi for moving up like one place?
Yep. I think Tristan would have been okay with Yuki winning it this week.
No, I didn't think he was driver of the day at all.
You gave him points.
Him 1 point.
I gave him points, but he wasn't driver of the day. Max was driver of the day.
Yeah.
Anyone could see that.
Yeah.
It's I don't know, it's a novelty at the end of the race.
It's one of those things. It's about fan engagement, isn't it?
You don't get anything.
No.
It probably keeps...
If there was a point on board...
well then, controversy you would not want to.
Yeah, I'd be bloody marching
No
on
way.
On the FAA headquarters.
Yeah. I think it's a good way to keep fans hooked in that final few laps if not much is happening. It's like, don't forget, vote. It's like, vote for someone, actually. Yeah,
turns out probably a pretty rubbish question, wasn't it, really?
And read it himself.
Yeah.
Oh,
he talked it up, talked the big talk.
Talked it up, off air, said,
my thought
we forgot to ask your thoughts.
Yeah, thank you. So, my thought would be maybe someone in F1 comes up with maybe 5 or 6 laps to go and gives you 4 options.
Selections. I like that.
But what if they're not in my selection that I want?
Well, this is bad enough because then obviously haven't really
mind.
qualified for driver of the day.
I wonder if they would get sucked into putting someone like Yuki in, because I mean he's clearly in Tristan's top 3.
Well, he drove well. He wasn't last.
He was okay.
He wasn't last. So,
such a low bar.
Drove well. There was a low bar.
Tristan, over to you.
All right, I'm going with Simon Blackburn, just purely based on the opening comment here. He said, I'm hoping this doesn't get read last. As often on the episode, it seems to be read. Oh, sorry, Simon.
It's a good point,
It's
Simon.
a thing. So I've seen it. I've recognised it. We're taking action. Anyway, Simon's question.
Better be good.
Second, if Shane wasn't here, I'm sorry, Simon, but off air, he was like, boys, I'm not interested in what anyone else got to say. I'm reading my own first, and that's how it's going to be. Got really heavy-handed.
He did. I liked it.
So anyway, sorry, Simon. You were going to be first. Anyway, race ranking of 2 out of 10. Such a shame it was a procession, as I love the track, but it was a fair snooze. Dud, Jacques Villeneuve, for being horrible at commentary and retaining an all-around punchable face.
Yeah. And Kit. The things he wears as well.
I dress better when I mow my lawn. Hero Hajar's Jules for sustaining belt injuries.
Yes.
And driver votes. 3 to Max for pulling out the quality to give him the race win. 2 to Behrman for pantsing Ocon when he's a fresh rookie. And 1 for Albon for airing his frustrations with the team. May see this as a negative, but it shows how invested he is in success. Question. Do we need to shift Suzuka back or to another point in the season for weather unpredictability reasons? Well, I mean, you could argue there, Simon, that we had a bushfire instead of a flood this year. So we did have the unpredictability of weather, but I do like it later in the year. It gives me something to look forward to. Bit of rain.
I don't think it was time related.
No, but it just...
That it was a poor race. I think it was tyre related.
Yeah.
And I just feel like these cars, they qualified sort of where they are.
And there's a real sort of nitpick comment about it. I really found the track really unappealing with the amount of dead grass that was all around. It's usually lush and green. And it's.
Did you like the cherry blossoms?
I did like the cherry blossoms. And I think they're there in both points of...
No, they're not.
They're not, okay.
No.
Oh,
it's
there
very
you go.
much, it's very much cherry blossom time in Japan at the moment.
Time.
Yeah.
Yes, anyway, so... I do like it later. But thank you, Simon. Second. We'll try and squeeze you in for first next week. Who are you going with?
Shane.
Me?
Are you doubling up?
I'm going to read Adam Hughes' race ranking of 5 out of 10. Normal Suzuka Borefest should be swapped out for Fuji. That's an interesting one.
Ooh, really?
I don't know about Fuji Speedway.
3 to Jack Doohan.
Oh, jeez.
He's the
Yes.
driver of the day, most places gained. Awesome drive. 2 for Oscar. Again, kneecapped by McNorris. Could have challenged. And 1 Supermax Water Drive.
I nearly gave Jack a point. Nearly.
Lucky you didn't.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Well,
but anyway, Dud of the week, I'm guessing that is, Alpine F1 for hanging Jack out to dry, and I agree with this, with a bonehead FP1, and then comes to life that Jack was doing the same thing with DRS in the sim and they didn't correct it. Shameful treatment of a rookie.
Yeah, there is a lot of, it does feel like they've loaded all the blame on Jack. When this team, no stones are unturned.
Yeah.
Until it comes to something like this. There seems to be very little driver coach elements in Formula One.
Is it because it's not necessarily needed anymore?
No, well,
With the level of technology and sim that you have and
we
information.
heard
that you
about how
have.
Bottas helped Antonelli so much.
I think it's kind of sort of seen as, I would see that as a luxury that you've got someone so experienced being there. Yeah.
Do you reckon there's not experienced people around that you couldn't bring along for the
I
ride?
think the level of experience that you get from Valtteri on track is tenfold on anyone else.
I'd be
that you
doing
could grab.
if I was all those teams with rookies, I'd be bringing them in straight away.
Well, their sim calibration must be out a bit if he did it that many times
Yeah.
and didn't
Yes.
actually.
Ted
Yeah,
asked
true.
him the question on the way into the garage on, I think it was Sunday morning, and he brushed it off. He brushed it off and just said, "Look, I'm not
I don't
getting into
talk
that."
about
I'm
it.
Yeah, which I liked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked. What was there anything else you wanted to add to that, Shane?
Oh,
'Cause you said
sorry.
you
You
were
had,
very-
you had what the F Yuki in a fantasy team at
Yes.
8 million and had to remove him only to add him at 16 million.
Absolutely
Wasn't very
couldn't
happy.
agree more.
And this last one I definitely agree with. It's clear now that McLaren do everything to protect Norris, but sliding doors, they let Oscar through at the AusGP and Japan. He comes second. And suddenly McLaren driver Oscar would be leading the championship. But 15 points, not blunder boy by one. Clowns.
I agree with the fantasy comment because that's not how fantasy works.
It is every time.
I know, but it's not how it works.
It shouldn't work that
It
way.
shouldn't,
It
and
does
it
my head
doesn't.
in. But yes,
Yeah.
you back a driver to do well,
and you've got
if,
him.
if they roll well, then
Yep.
you go with them.
That's exactly right.
Nigel Preston, I reckon the podcast could be done in 9 minutes this week, guys. Good news for you, Nigel. We got to nearly an hour and a half. Not sure what it was that we're talking about. 3 points to Max. He could win this championship. 2 to Behrman. The kid can drive. And 1 to Almond. I don't mind those points. They're good. Dud, McLaren. I mean, you've got to try an offset when passing is impossible. Don't you? Surely? Hold Norris out as long as possible and then change to the softs maybe. I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. They start on the mediums, didn't they?
Yes, I did.
Don't know if the mediums would have got all the way. Don't know, but I like the idea. No question. Over to you.
No question.
Oh, no, the question was, you got to try something different, don't you?
Yeah.
Yep.
Jordan Pancras, race ranking of 5. 3 to Max, sure looks like the best driver on the grid at this point. 2 to Hadjar, great showing, clearly able to move on from the Australian weekend disaster and looking solid. And 1 to Behrman, Q3 and a point and looking better than Ocon. Dud of the day is himself.
Ooh.
For believing in Stroll's previous results and having him in his fantasy team.
Great call.
Yes,
Great
that's
call.
a great call, Jordan. Hero of the hour, the Red Bull and the Haas liveries, which we touched on in the main episode. And a question, remember how these regs were supposed to promote closer racing and more overtaking because the cars would be able to follow closer without dirty air issues? Yeah, me neither.
Outlier.
Outlier weekend. Jordan.
Yeah, I'd give this an outlier weekend. I think it has done that on a whole, wouldn't you?
I think it's slowly disappearing.
Yeah, as teams have developed, possibly. You could be right. All right. Me, is it? No, Shane.
Shane.
Dean Holt, so ranking 2 out of 10, nearly as bad as watching Monaco from last year. But Oscar got it right in the cool-down room when he said, that's all the highlights. That's all what happened in the race. 3, 2 and 1, so 3 to Max, just an incredible lap on Saturday. 2 to Kimi, had a great first stint and finished just a second behind Russell, also got the fastest lap. 1 to Hadjar, a solid weekend, picked up points and is looking like he could be the best rookie behind Kimi. Dud, Jacques Villeneuve, for having him on the commentary just made a bad race even worse. I'm a bit
Yes.
surprised that we haven't gotten Martin Brundle's son,
Yeah.
Alex, in to cover.
Alex is great, isn't he?
He's not bad, don't mind
So,
him.
Yeah.
And so, of course, they said that he was great in the F2. But anyone but Brittany Rosberg would have been better than
I like
him.
it. I like the Britney sticking. It's excellent. Nat Pollard, race ranking 4 out of 10. I was actually hoping for a grass fire during the race for some excitement. Good point, Nat. We were cursing them, and that's all we needed in the end. Max pulled out a stonking quality lap and then gave him the clear air advantage. Kimi, youngest ever race leader, handling the pressure of the highest expectations of a rookie on a grid. Ollie looking the goods to be a Ferrari driver, as the seat will soon be available. Not bad, I reckon, actually, Nat.
Jeepers.
Good call. Well, you said by the end of the season.
No, yeah.
It's not a bad call. Hero of the hour, Hadjar and his Jules. Excellent. Dud, Alpine. Sure, Jack cocked it up, not closing DRS, but why wasn't this picked up either on the sim data or previous laps he had done? He'd only done one lap before then. But yes, definitely on the sim. His race engineer dropped the ball. Question: do you listen to other F1 podcasts? What would you recommend? The Race. The Race is very good.
No, I don't listen to that one. I listen to the Sky ones and Ted's Podbook because it's really the notebook in audio form. And I like that I can do something.
I haven't actually listened to it, but I really should because I do very much enjoy it.
I know you loved it. You loved
Ted.
You loved the notebook. Yeah, just those two. I listen to High Performance Podcast, just some of the F1 episodes there.
Do you listen to any F1?
No.
In terms of something similar to ours, what's it called? Four Wheels. No.
Three Wheels, One Leg or something like that.
Four Wheels, Three Legs,
that.
Four Wheels podcast.
Yep.
Quite good. Those guys are really great. But yeah, The Race, in terms of getting some information, I really enjoy listening to them. Autosports have some decent podcasts too. Have we missed anyone?
Page.
We've missed lots. There's like 12, yeah. Yeah, I'll go with Kingsley. Kingsley says, well, I'm in two minds about the race ranking. 4 out of 10 for the procession. First 6 start and finish without change. Even Lance moves out of the way in a very un-Lance way when he could have been the absolute hero of the hour and bottled it all up. 6 out of 10 for the potential. Top 3 really seem to be pushing and only need one slip-up, and it would have been a very fast finish. But potential and actual are very different, so 4. Okay. Got there in the end. The race ranking is bumped up due to the convenient time for watching at home. 3 points to Antonelli, 2 to Max, and 1 to Hadjar. 3 to Antonelli over Max, Kingsley. I'd like to know more about that. Almost hero of the day to Yuki for not failing in the second Red Bull seat. If he had scored a point, then yes. Do we count finishing just out the points as a pass? What do you think? Pass, yes or no? For Yuki for the weekend?
No.
No, okay. That's
I would
harsh.
say yes.
Yes, I'd say yes too. Dud of the day, McLaren, if they ran different strategies and maybe the race would have been different. Probably not, though. And just a question, how do you rate Yuki in the Red Bull? Well, I guess sort of Kingsley, back to what you said. For me, it's a pass at the moment after the round. So, yeah.
No. Yeah, no, I wouldn't give him a pass yet.
Okay.
We'll wait. It doesn't mean it's all over. Shane?
Here's a Page. Race ranking 5 out of 10. 3 to Antonelli. Apart from small mistakes, he had an impressive drive, and congrats on being the youngest race leader. 2 to Hadjar. Even after having a rough qualifying, he managed to bring the Racing Bull back in 8th. 1 to Behrman for getting the Haas into the points and outpacing his teammate. Left out Max. Dud of the day, the FIA for fining Carlos for being late to the national anthem because he had to go to the bathroom. €23,000. And I actually heard he was in the held up in the medical tent because he wasn't feeling that well. So anyway, and they fined him that much for being late.
No, fair enough. you got a place like...
If you just go into the toilet, then yeah, fair enough. But if you're in the medical facility, no.
He probably went to the medical facility toilet. Because that's the thing. It was interesting. I can't remember who they talked to. They talked to somebody about, do you have a game plan as to where you go for when you go to the toilet? Because like, where's the toilet? Yeah. You're a grid. And yeah, they have to pre-plan where they're going to go to the toilet. Well, we watch
them when we're in Australia. Yeah. Run across the paddock and use the ones that anyone can use.
Yeah, below the paddock club. Yeah. But so it can actually be a bit of a challenge finding the toilet when you're there. But yeah, no, fair enough. €23,000 is like $100 to us. So
it's not even, that's probably
it'd be fine.
Change in his glove box.
The hero of the day, the random spectator had the awesome hat that had all the mini helmets of the drivers.
Yeah, that was cool, wasn't it?
Japanese fans are just next level.
Yeah.
I constantly find myself watching the crowd thinking, where can I buy that from?
I love the
And that from.
they had the 4 of them that replicated
Yes,
your
the
Mansell
little mini,
and
at the mini.
they actually had the race suit on.
Oh, did they?
They replicated the photo of Mansell, PK,
Ah.
Senna.
Oh, I missed that.
Did you
From
see the
Burnley,
little
yeah.
kids, the 3 kids that were getting around as Max and Lando and Charles all weekend? They
Ah.
found each other and they took photos with them all, which
Oh,
I
how
thought
good.
was awesome. This pains me to ask, but I feel like it's a bit of a segue to a how are they sleeping
Oh,
question.
what?
I will never ask this in my life.
How are they sleeping?
Because Paige, last week Sam dubbed himself as the bunny, and we kind of want to know, how is he sleeping at the moment, knowing that he was
He's now
ridiculed
known as
and he's now
the
known
bunny.
worldwide as Bunny. So Paige, for the first time and only time ever, I actually would like to know, how's Sam sleeping?
Oh,
How's he
that's
going?
kind of you.
How's he
I
going?
can't believe
know.
you brought how
I
they
know.
sleeping to this.
It won't happen again
this
because I
program.
despise everything about it. But yeah, Paige, let us know, please. How is Sam sleeping at the moment? Because I'm not sure he's welcome back in headquarters.
I'm over the moon that you finally jumped on board.
I don't know about that, but
Isn't
anyway.
isn't that
I
wonderful?
know,
We've come a long
just-
way.
maybe it's the
For someone who can't apologise to Williams, you've come a long way in
maybe
other
it's the
areas.
bottle of petrol that you've fed me for the last hour.
There's another question. I can't remember who it was for. Was it for
Yep.
Nat?
Yep.
Another question was about podcasters. I reckon Autosports are doing one, the team principal with Gunter Steiner. It is fabulous.
Is it?
Yes, it's really good. So they'll just unpack a bit of general information,
Yep.
and then they'll hit a topic with him from a team principal's point of view.
Yep.
What are your thoughts around this? And he'll talk you through all sorts of things. It is magnificent. I'm trying to find where I think it's just part of their usual one.
While you find that, I'll go through Matthew Roberts. Just a real quick summation.
I reckon
here.
we've missed Sam, have we?
We have missed Sam. He's a long one, so you can do
Oh,
Sam's.
okay.
Matthew Roberts, snooze fest of a race ranking. So didn't even rank it. 1 to Oscar, 2 to Hadjar, 3 to Max. Fell back asleep for most of it. That's it. That's it.
Oh, I don't know. You got it there. Sam's race ranking 5 out of 10. It was easy Sunday on the couch before starting night shift. Would have ranked lower if it was a 4 a.m. race. Yeah, that wouldn't have worked too well. 3 points to Max, unexpected, and held the lead. Never thought it would give Max points this year, but sure. 2 points to Hadjar. Did really well for the team and didn't stuff up the strategy. 1 point to Antonelli. Doing well for a rookie in the third best seat for Suzuka. Dud, Jacques Villeneuve and the FIA. So Jacques had multiple accent changes throughout the weekend. But this commentary was so wrong, or he just plain old talked over the top of the teams. Needs to learn from me, to the reserve driver, and when to shut up and let the real talkers and experts say what they need to. Thank you, Bunny. That's very kind of you. So the FIA slapping Carlos Sainz with a £20 fine because he missed the national anthem and needing to use the toilet. Cleared by the FIA Chief Medical Officer as being an actual medical necessity, but the FIA still fined him. Hang on, how's that? Anyway, maybe he had other problems going on with his bowels. What is the charge if he threw up during the national anthem or dropped a skid? Oh, yeah. I hadn't thought about it that way. You got a job to do.
Yeah.
No excuses. Hero Valtteri for having fun in Japan and going on roller coasters during track guides, on his bike, having fun on social media. Just means Antonelli and Russell can focus on driving and not being forced into awkward situations. Don't forget that he also taught Antonelli how to drive. Ricciardo and Norris first became teammates. Okay. Question. The Japanese fans are the best. Best costumes, Mini, Lando, Max, Charles. Respect to all drivers. The lads with the DRS hats. How they go about moving in crowds respectfully. Jason's favourite flag man with the unsheathed of green flag and generally their enthusiasm for Porsche Ferrari Challenge Support Series was fantastic. Where do you need a little bit of Japanese fan spirit enthusiasm in life? Shane's checking his checking his watch. We did say that he gives a long one, doesn't he? For me, I think bike frame colours are just getting a bit too boring for business. So he'd like to freshen up some bike frames. Right, I'm going to move it. Where do we need more Japanese fans in our lives?
Well done to you for getting through.
Oh, I don't think I did, let's be honest.
I'm sort of channeling the race vibes at the moment because I'm on holidays. I don't want to do anything. And on Sunday, neither did anyone at the race. So I'm channeling some race vibes at the moment. That's my Japanese spirit.
Maybe
just
the
nothing.
tough days at work.
Just nothingness.
Oh, yeah. Just change it up with a few of those tough days,
You
yeah.
just walk in on a Monday with the DRS hat and just start...
I'm not sure enough people are
Activating
painting
it.
their own cars at the moment. I'd
Activate
like to
it.
see more cars being painted in the real world. There's a large bug over there in the headquarters. Anyway, that's all we need. Thank you very much. We'll talk to you after Bahrain. Goodbye now.